Hey you guys, welcome back to The Love Nest. I have two beautiful mamas from TMV that are going to be sharing their expertise with us today. We have the Miss Angel and Alana. Alana brought her baby and somebody was out watching her. I'm like, you should have just let me hold her. I would have loved her and held her.
I just didn't want her to ruin every take, but...
Kids ruining everything. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell everybody who you are?
Well, I'm Angel from That Chick Angel TV. I'm a mom, an actress, and a comedian, and you'll laugh at me if you want to come to my channel.
You can find comedy.
Yes.
I too do the comedies. But I'm a new mom, so I haven't put stuff up in a little while because I've been, you know,
doing the mom stuff.
Doing the mom thing. It's a lot. So I'm new to the Mom's View, but my channel is The Fun Club, and there's a lot of sketches, and I play a weird, embarrassing mom. It's all mom related.
That's so fun.
Although there's some dirty comedy on there too.
Oh, yes.
For the kids.
Hey, you got to keep it balanced. Life is about balance. And you have a little boy. He's 3.
Yes, he's 3.5. He'll be 4 in August.
So fun.
Yes.
So this is a good mom circle. Well, we always have our guest draw from the Love Base, and it might not be pertaining to being a mama, but you guys, whoever wants
You
to.
got smaller hands.
I have a lot of bracelets on. Sorry for all the clang.
Surprise element.
Controlling boyfriends and girlfriends. What are some signs to know if your relationship is unhealthy? How to deal with over-controlling relationships? How?
Do you guys ever experience this personally, or do you know of anybody who's had these problems?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend who's in a controlling relationship, I would say. But, I mean, she apparently enjoys being there. She hasn't left.
Yeah.
I guess that's when you know when it's over-controlling, when you're no longer enjoying being in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have had to talk friends out of being like, you shouldn't be in this relationship, which is a terrible thing to have to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, am I just being an asshole? But their partner is
Yeah.
terrible and treats them terribly. And I was in one of those briefly.
That's scary because I think that you made a point that if you're enjoying it, you won't leave. But I think sometimes what's scary about controlling relationships is sometimes you don't know you're being controlled. You know, and it starts to get manipulative where you feel like, you know, this is fine, this is how it should be. And so that's what's scary. And I think that you should, you know, do you guys know of signs or warning signs to look for that can help
Well,
the viewers?
it's hard because it seems like really psychological.
Right.
Like if the person makes you feel bad about yourself and like you can't do any better, that's a good sign to walk away.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line between abusive and controlling. You know what I'm saying?
And it's flirtatious, so it's kind of scary.
Right, right. Because if you're wealthy, if you're Jay-Z, you can control me all day long. We're not going to have a problem. Control me.
Control me.
Right. But, I mean, if you are, you know, working at McDonald's and whooping my butt up, we're going to have a problem. I'm going to need to leave you.
If you're locked to the radiator in the basement, it's
You
time
probably
to go.
can't get out.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that, because I feel like I was in kind of that same territory. I was in a relationship, and I was okay with it. I felt like, oh, this is fine. But when I pulled away from the relationship, when I was able to step away, and I looked back, I'm like, I was not being who I was. I think signs to look for, I started changing my friends. I started changing the way I dressed because he didn't like it. It was too much for him, so I had to like wear different things. I mean, even down to how I'd spend my money in my bank account. Like it got, but to me, he made it seem like, well, it's because I love you and I'm taking care of you.
Right.
So I think anytime another partner starts to take away your will and your choice and kind of tells you what to do instead of like giving you that power, I think that's probably some good warning signs.
That's a good warning sign. Yeah, if something you love is suddenly like, oh, you can't do that because that is bad or gross or wrong, then that's,
No, I've probably dated some controlling people, but I feel like it's a two-way street. You can only allow someone to control you. I mean, we're not in prison, so I feel like if I were a person that was easily shifted to do other things, and not to say that I didn't shift some, they would have probably controlled me. So I think it's all about, also, like you said, psychological and the personality of the two people, because one guy might be wonderful with someone who's a little more strong-willed, where if it's someone who's a little more passive, they're just going to run them right over.
So I think that's good. That's coming down to kind of like knowing who you are and what you want and establishing your boundaries before you get into a relationship. If you don't have boundaries up, it's going to be really easy to break those down anyways. And be like, this is who you shall be. Whip.
Yeah.
Scary.
never good.
Yeah.
Even though the whip is sometimes nice.
Well, that's our next topic, ladies. Whipping. No,
Ooh.
So speaking of relationships and boundaries, and you guys are both married.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I won't ask if it's happily. No, I'm just kidding. You guys can divulge. But thinking of relationships, what do you guys think, when I say compromise in relationships, what are the first things that kind of come to your mind?
A score sheet.
You did this, I did that.
That is what compromise means to me, at least. It's,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to watch this basketball game of people I don't care about playing other people I don't care about, because later on, we're going to watch Nene Leakes on Real Housewives of Atlanta. You're going to enjoy it. That is
You're
compromise.
gonna sit through it all.
Absolutely. I feel like that is the true meaning behind compromise. I'm going to give you your way so I can have mine later.
I agree.
Yeah, that is kind of it. I mean, you'd like it in theory. It's like, oh yeah, no, it's this thing that I just do it because I love him. But yeah, I don't really give a shit about the Celtics. But when they're playing, I will yell at the TV.
Yeah.
You'll be a good.
Yeah, I will be dedicated.
Do you think that compromise can help or hinder relationships?
It's
Sometimes.
necessary.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah, it's absolutely necessary, or you get the controlling thing happening.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody can't be happy all the time, but you also don't want one person to be miserable all the time. So I think compromise is essential. And if you just keep a score sheet, you'll know that everybody is playing fair.
And then if you need physical proof, you pull it out at
Boom.
family dinner and you're like, I'm up 5-1. Come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I plan
step it
on
up.
going out tonight. I let my husband go out last Friday, watch the baby came home at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
So
honey.
I know I am getting wasted tonight.
It's her turn.
My turn.
Actually,
to
my husband's
compromise.
going out tonight. And I was like, do it. Yeah, do it. I'm gonna go. I went out last weekend for 2 hours. It's a new baby, guys.
Right, rack up
Yeah.
all the stuff right now while she's
Yeah.
new. Because
Right.
you know you don't really want to leave her. So
Clock in
just
your
rack it
hours,
up. Even
yeah.
though you enjoy being with her, just
Yeah.
make it seem like
I just pull out a poster board and I'm like, you owe me. I'm going to Punta Cana
right.
and I'm gonna go for 3 weeks with my girlfriends.
Absolutely.
Got all this time in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys have been great. Do you guys have any lasting love advice you would give our viewers? Maybe if somebody's struggling in their marriage with compromise, do you have any advice that's worked for you that you want to share?
I would say if it was ever really good, then it can be really good again. Because having an infant can put a little stress and pressure
Yeah.
on your marriage, and we definitely like have dipped into like some screaming fights.
Definitely.
But if you really love that person, it comes back, and it's hard. It is work, but it's good work. And I think if the person is a good person and not controlling you, and you're not trapped in their trunk of their car, then
You're doing good.
then you're doing a great job. And put the work in, and it'll be worth it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I would say only compromise if he's worth it. I mean, my husband is fine, so he gets away with some things, okay?
Guess he's all right.
Right, he's all right, and he takes care of the family, so I will compromise. But if he ain't worth shit, don't compromise, honey. If he ain't got you no gifts, if he ain't telling you beautiful, hit the dough, okay? Get you a baller. If you're gonna be controlled, at least be controlled wearing Versace and some red bottoms. That's all I'm saying. Make sure
Fair.
it's worth the compromise.
Yes, I like that. Well, I think when it comes to compromise, it's also knowing your boundaries and knowing who you are. And I like that because I think that sometimes I feel like I've been so eager just to like fall in love and find that perfect person that I've been willing to like let red flags fly. I'm like, oh, it's fine, I'll figure it out later. But I think if you have problems now in the relationship, address them and don't
Yeah.
compromise them because you want something that maybe could never be. So
Right.
you need to know your boundaries, you need to know
Absolutely.
what bothers you, and you need to know what you're willing to compromise.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Trust your instincts.
Go with the heart.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on The Love Nest. Weren't these ladies beautiful and wonderful? Such great advice. Make sure you please check out their channels. They're obviously hilarious and wonderful and awesome. And I'm sure that you guys have great credit scores. And I'm going to be their new babysitter because they're going to go to that, where's that place you're going for 3 weeks?
Punta Cana.
Yes, that sounds like
We'll
a
be
fun.
together.
Yeah.
Leave
We're gonna get so
comments
drunk.
below. We will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye-bye.